Welcome back. Well, it's still this morning on ITV, and on this segment we shall be talking about a special discussion that has to do with Girl Child Day and the use of poetry to amplify the voices of the girls. And joining me this morning, I have very close to my right hand side is Amina Atairo. There is Director of Communication of Project Asha. It's a pleasure to have you this morning.
A pleasure being here. Good morning.
Good morning. And I also have Steve O.G. Robinson, who is also the chairman of Project Asha. It's a pleasure to have you this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Let's hit the ground running. Let's talk about it. Poetry to me, it talks about the ability to use conjure words and be able to impress on people or probably send out a message. But my question, let me start with you, Amina. What inspired the use of poetry to amplify the voices of the girl child?
So, if you look at the inspiration behind or the story behind Project Asha, you realize that we have a lady, the convener, Weta Childwick, who unfortunately is no longer with us. She left us in 2020. She started using the power of pen at the age of 16 when she was misdiagnosed and treated for the wrong illness, and that led to her losing her vocals.
Wow.
And so when you don't have vocals, that's a disability, right? So how do you, and she's one person who has been she's at the front when it comes to girls, empowering them, talking to them. She loves, seeing girls being powerful even as a teenager. So when she found out that she has lost that ability, she also realized that she was not the only one. And so she took to a pen and a paper and then started writing.
Wow.
And started saying, those people that are like me as well, let's see how I can be of help. I can be a voice even without having a voice. So a voice to the voiceless. So that was actually how the poetry Weta Childwick Poetry Prize contest started. Even though she's been doing a lot of things, even before we really started putting the competition out, would say that actually the competition or the contest of the Poetry Prize took stage after she passed on in 2020.
Wow, really interesting right there. Let me go to Steve right there. How do you think poetry can serve as a tool for empowerment and also self-expression for the girls?
So just like Amina had just said, the history of Weta, being misdiagnosed, the surgery that left her unable to speak for about 10 years. And in that time, she took the pen to express her opinion, because as she said, she quoted a famous writer, if you can't speak, it's like losing your life in the So that ability to be able to express her opinion, seek out other people like her to form a support group, was a kind of a healing process, a trauma recovery process. And until you heal, until you recover from trauma, you can thrive. And this is the outlet that this platform gives to girls. So we hear authentic stories of girls through that poetry, their life experiences, what they've been through, some of them very adverse, and we also hear empowering stories of how they've overcome that adversity. We think the world should hear other girls from marginalized communities should hear that, because it will serve as an inspiration to them. So it is poetry for healing, poetry for trauma recovery, and poetry for empowerment, because there's that closure and then you cannot thrive. So that's the connection. But poetry is just one aspect of our bigger ambitions we drive. It's under our education empowerment initiative. We also have a similar scheme for girls in science and technology called STEM Pitch. We also have health and well-being, where we have Project Red Dots that does mental health hygiene. We have digital literacy, because for Weta, if she had written and the world couldn't read her, it would have meant nothing. But the internet gave her that vehicle for the world to hear it. So digital literacy for girls, rural girls, marginalized girls, and that ability to express themselves were two key things. So we're into educational empowerment, into digital literacy for girls, because girls are more disadvantaged when it comes to digital literacy. So there's a huge gender gap, digital literacy gap. So we're trying to cover that. And of course, we have all the other things that could also be a barrier to girls having education. So gender-based violence, early marriage, school dropout, early pregnancy, etc., etc. So it's a holistic approach we're now doing in Weta's honor. She couldn't achieve all this, but she achieved a lot in the 16 years she did this. And but it should not die with her. It should carry on. So 5 years down the line, this is what we're doing to.
Okay. When you first mentioned the name, the first thing that came to my mind, that sounded like a German name.
Yes.
So now, tell me about who she is and how can an average Nigerian girl relate with her story and be able to use that as a tool to galvanize themselves.
Okay, even though I would love you to speak on where she's from or she was from.
Okay.
She's from Nigeria. She's a Nigerian.
Okay.
From the South region. Ogeneweta.
Wow.
You know what's her name? From Delta State. Yes. I would also like to let's say Bendera. Allow me to use that word. Yeah. She's a Bendel girl. Yeah. And if you also look at poetry, you'll find that aside from it just being a tool, and the fact that we're talking poetry or vocal disabilities and all that, let's look at a lot of girls that are marginalized.
Okay.
Most of us have experienced times where we just felt like committing suicide, either due to the fact that we were unable to put our voice out there, we're able to speak on an issue. If you look at the Northeast, what is happening in the Northeast, early marriage, genital mutilation, just name it. If the girls were given that, if their voices were heard, they'll tell them, no, I'm in pain. I want to stay back. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be married. I want to go to school. I want to learn skills. But when you stifle them, it is hard. And half the time, they're not given a platform to speak. So if you go to most girls, an average girl in Nigeria, around the world, you find out that they always have a small diary where they jot down their pain, and they hide it even from their parents because sometimes they're disenfranchised. I would say most of the time we girls are disenfranchised, and we've heard of being in the other room. Your education, why are you going to school, why are you trying to get a PhD, what are you looking for, go and get married. your biological clock is running out. They're putting this fear, they keep stifling us, and so we're saying no, we shouldn't be stifled. We're not aggressors, we're not aggressive, but when you push us to the corner, sometimes when we want to speak, it becomes like it seems like we're now aggressive and we're not the aggressors, but no, we're just trying to channel our words. And what's the best way to do it is through my pen. I write my pain half the time. When you can't cry out to the public, especially now you have social media.
I was coming to that. The role of social media in raising the awareness concerning the girl child.
And now, if you look at the Western Chadwick Poetry Prize contest that is taking place tomorrow, we put in an entry to millions of girls. It was opened. There was a screener. We put out to millions of girls.
Any age range?
It was from teenager to 16 to 25.
Okay.
Yes, that's how we opened it. And what platform did we really use to get across, to get these girls to participate? It was social media.
Wow.
Because social media is not just a place for gossip. It's a place for enlightenment. It's a place for change. It's a place for innovation, evaluation, it's a place where you, after going on that platform, you have a meeting with yourself. Who do I want to be like? What lady do I want to be like? Do I want to be an Angelo? Do I want to be a Weta? Do I want to be an Amina? Do I want to be a Remi Tinubu? Do I want to be an Omosede? Who do I really want to be like? So it's beyond the negative norms that we see. And so for us at Project Asha, the social media plays a very vital part in all our decision making.
Okay. Let Mr. Sid, take us through what the activities you have lined up for tomorrow. What should we be expecting from the event tomorrow?
Tomorrow is going to be a very, very lively event. It's taking place at the Merit House in Leitaba, Abuja. We will have two very powerful panel sessions. There'll be one on poetry as voice for resistance for African women over the years, where we're paneling the moderator for that is the UN Women Representative for Nigeria and ECOWAS. She'll be leading that with the other literary critic, Professor Resinat from the University of Abuja, the head of literary department there. We have Professor Stephen Zaike. So we have a lot of people joining her to have that conversation. Then we have another panel session using art cultural expression as a tool for diplomacy.
Okay.
So where poetry, words can transcend borders and build bridges between communities, nations. And there we have Her Excellency, the Australian High Commissioner to Nigeria, should be on that panel, and the Senior Special Assistant to the President on International Cooperation, Honorable Dapo Oyewole, anchoring that, and other experts in that field. We have the former, I think, Rear Admiral Jalafa. He can be part of that. Senior female military officer that was served in Nigerian uniform.
So military personnel can also do poetry.
Yes.
That's really interesting. It shows that you can do whatever you want, no matter your profession.
Yes.
But more importantly, these women are there tomorrow to let these girls know what is possible, what they can be. So because when you see, therefore you can be. So it's a source of inspiration for the girls. They are going to give many goodwill speeches to be coming in. Mrs. Modupe Adeyemo, who is working with the African Union, she'll be joining us from South Africa eventually to also talk to the girls. So we're not just empowering them, but also showing them role models, mentoring them. If that is a woman that has achieved that, I too can. And some of these women were from humble beginnings. So we're having a cameo from Honorable Omosede Igbenedion.
Wow.
In 2015 was the youngest female elected member to representing Ovia Federal Constituency, coming to also chip in a word of encouragement for the girls. So it's the day, and then we'll have the girls coming to use their verses, their words to tell us and take us through their life experiences and the journey of empowerment. And then there will be the prizes.
That'll be
tomorrow for them. So that's just a rundown. Yesterday we had for the junior category, but it was virtual. The announcement of that with the winner for that award will be done tomorrow. And whilst talking here, I just want to pay some respect to the family of Zenon Francis. She was the winner of the 2023 junior category. She died before the event. So she was awarded posthumously. So again, we see she has to speak. So we have it on our website. I think her piece is entitled "Her Echoes." So such powerful expression, we hold her family in our thoughts and prayers.
A really interesting story for some of these people who have been involved in this. You talked about the main protagonist of this and what she did while on earth. And now you also mentioned another person who also passed away, being recognized posthumously. It also shows the importance of being able to speak out. But let's going down memory lane 5 years ago and now where we are. Would you say the interest has increased, especially for the girl child, being involved with this?
Yes, the interest has increased, but minimally, if you allow me to say. Not to cite national situation that occurred a few months ago that we are all privy to about women being stifled and their voices not being heard, even when they complained about situation. They'll ask you, where's your evidence? And things like that. And we also saw suspension taking place. However, you want to also see how women rallied around women, the woman.
That's one major thing everybody.
That has changed. Go on social media. Different things keep happening every day. In the past, a woman has an issue, the women will criticize her. But right now, people start to nudge you on. Because there's a reason. We are multi-talented. We are multitaskers. We are very we have expressions. We express ourselves loudly half the time. Sometimes very quietly we express ourselves. Now it depends on how you now see what we're trying to channel out. But again, I would also give kudos to the federal government. We also have the 35% quota. Women represented across various helms of affairs. I want to give kudos as well to the chairman of the Project Asha. We only have 3 women and 3 men, in our organization. I can't count. We are plenty.
So you guys are trying to take over this time, right?
No. Train a woman. Give a woman a chance. You give a community a chance. And that is what we stand for. That is what Project Asha stands for. And that is why we have stepped out to have, for the first time, this physical budget choking events, I would say, for girls across various parts of the country. We have 15 girls that have arrived at Abuja for this event. The flyers there from different parts of the country. And tomorrow is going to be a life-changing opportunity for all of them.
Yeah, really interesting right there. Just before I let you go, Steve, your last word on this, what should people be looking out for tomorrow? And for those who are saying, having doubt, the girl child, thinking that I'm afraid to still come out, what will your message be to them?
We just need to be army man, allies for women. But I want just also be frank that I'm chairman of a gender focused because Rita was my younger sister.
Okay.
So
wow.
This is my passion. Yeah. I have here some of our achievements and awards from international organizations and everything. So I know how important this was to her. And that's why I'm carrying it forward. But these are her friends with whom she volunteered. And those are some lovely things written about her. Inspiring, strong, and all that. So this was passionate, and these are some of her writing. And I'm just, last word, she says here in one of her writings, it's not published. Can you tell? The life has tried to trample on me. People have tried to run me down. Does my scars not show you I have been victorious? So those are the kind of letters she was writing to girls like that. So girls, you can achieve. Our interventions are the girls. They are the mothers of tomorrow's generation. When you empower a girl, communities rise.
Amina, your last word from you.
My last word on this show for today, I want to pick it from the theme for International Girl Child Day, which is I am the girl I am, the change I lead. So the change that you want to see in the world, you have to be that. You have to embody it. Own yourself. Be your own. You are no mistake. According to one of the points that we have, you are no mistake. Your hair is your own. Your life is your own. Your dreams are your own. And don't let anybody tell you that you cannot achieve greatness, regardless of the community that you're coming out from.
I must say a big thank you to you for coming this morning. Also, tomorrow is when the event is going down. Once again, let me tell you, venue of the place.
It's at the National Merit House at Maitama. Time is 9 a.m. prompt. That's where it's happening. And it's happening live in Abuja, by the way. But people who don't know Maitama, it's live in Abuja.
Yeah, this is an opportunity of an expression to be able to express yourself, especially for the girl child. At this critical time, it's important that they speak out. Poetry offers an opportunity to be able to do that. Just like they said, the other arms of this thing. But this time for tomorrow, they're using poetry for the girl child to express themselves. So if you happen to be in Abuja, I think Merit House is the place for you to be. You can just walk in and just listen and just see how people express themselves with words. It can also galvanize something in you and make you want to speak out wherever you are. Also affect your community. I must say thank you to you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break right now before we make up with our Lagos studio.